We will be waiting a couple more minutes. For a few people to get in. Currently, no one's in, but yeah. I'm gonna get started. We are. This is part 3, where we're starting on chapter 5. Yeah. The book title is drumroll, please. The tension at breakfast was thick, as everyone. As. Let's restart. Chapter 5. The tension at breakfast was as thick as the sticky gray oatmeal lumped in our bowls. Everyone was speculating about band assignments, counting up different types of musicians in each age group and comparing favorite artists. No one could know for sure until the names were read. It occurred to me they made Monday oatmeal day for a reason. Everyone actually ate it in hopes of getting the announcements faster. Everyone in Finally, the tables were cleared and wiped, and Damien took the stage with one of Camp Rockaway's endless supplies of clipboards. "Good morning, rock stars," he said, in his voice carrying through the lodge. Without need for a mic, it helped that we all were completely silent, waiting breathlessly. The moment you've been waiting for. Band assignments. He began with the youngest campers because they had the shortest attention spans. Shuna and said the room rippled with excitement as they learned who they'd be playing with and which instructor they would be working with. Then Damien moved onto our group and uh, to our group, and Olivia gripped my hand as hard as my knuckles, so hard my knuckles grounded together. This is it, Melly, she said. Tony was assigned to the first group in Irulu. Shuna was put in Zuma. Then Damien said with Chad in Gibraltar at 10:30 from bass clef, Brett and Noel from treble clef, Olivia and Candace, not Melly, Candace. I couldn't remember a face or even a jingle to go with the name. But when I looked around the hall, it was obvious she was the tall girl with the wavy chestnut hair, beaming. Um, Olivia didn't let go, but her hand went slack around mine. My stomach curled. "No," Olivia said. "That can't be right." Damien kept reading names, uh, filling up Playmouth and Gua tape, without mentioning my name. Then finally with Donna in Trolltunga at 10:30 from bass clef, David and Caleb from treble clef, Adeline and Melissa. He moved on to the oldest campers, leaving Olivia and me stunned. We were a team, a rhythm section. We had a whole system of communication, different nods and eyebrow wiggles. Olivia was the only bassist I'd ever play with. And I thought of working with someone new, and the thought of working with someone new scared me. I screwed I would screw up everything. After my lousy audition, Donna must have been regretting that she'd ended up with me. I was gonna make her. I was gonna make her even sorrier. As soon as Damien stepped down from the stage, the lodge exploded into movement and noise. Olivia um, pulled me up from the table. "I can't believe they didn't put us together," she said, dragging me across the room. "We've got to talk to Damien before this goes any further." Olivia planted uh, us in front of Damien, where he'd sat sorting his stack of papers. His eyebrows went up. Girls, what can I do for you? There must have there's a been a mistake, Olivia said. Millie and I came to camp together. We're supposed to be in the same band. Damien looked from Olivia to me and back again. He didn't say anything. I couldn't tell what he was thinking behind his beard. Check our applications if you don't believe me. It's right there, she said. See, Melly plays drum and I play bass. We've been playing together for years. We're tight. That's terrific, he said. There's nothing like great musical partnership, Olivia brightened. So you'll do a little switcheroo and fix things? Damien shook his head. Part of Camp Rockaway, part of the Camp Rockaway experience is to learn to play with new people. Uh, em- embrace. It's a part of the challenge. But it's on our applications. Olivia's voice grew a huge edge. An edge that sounded mean, but I knew from experience meant Olivia uh, knew from experience she meant she was close to tears. Olivia wasn't used to hearing no. I don't mean she was spoiled, especially. Um, or exactly. It's just she she had good ideas, so people usually came around to her way of thinking. Like me, thinking like me was going to the instrument petting zoo and Miss Estondra letting her play electric guitar. Olivia denied it, but I was pretty sure she was the one who'd finally convinced my parents I needed a drum set. Otherwise, my percussion career might have been confined to the back row of the music room forever. But Damien didn't budge. I hear what you're saying, he said. You girls have plenty of chances to be together meals, time in your unit, your other camp activities. But this is one area you'll need to be self reliant. I know it's scary, Olivia bristled and stood a little taller. But you can do it. And I believe you'll come out stronger people and musicians at the end. I've been doing this 15 years, trust me. Now go have a great day. Damien stood and waved goodbye. We had no choice but to walk away. I'm almost not in frame at all. Um, oh well. Um, but no one had a choice and walk away. Ah, this is stupid, Olivia said as we hiked back to Treble Clef. It, it's like school. They're always trying to split friends up into different classrooms or project groups. They say it's to make you grow stronger as a person or whatever, but if you ask me, it's a total power trip. I nodded. Damien wouldn't have wouldn't even have known we were friends if we hadn't asked to be put together. We should have pretended not to know each other. We should have come in separate cars, set up in different tents. It'll be okay, I said. No, it won't. I screwed everything up. There was no way you could have known. But I promise you, you were anxious about coming here. And I said it will be okay. We'll be together. And now we're not going to be together. Band practice, I said, uncomfortable. It was one thing when my parents called me Mouse. It was another when my best friend treated me uh like one. Besides, if anxious. It was Olivia. I wasn't the biggest fan of prizes, but after my parents' news, Damien's uh, pron- pronouncement, I don't know, didn't seem like that big of an issue. You'll need to, you don't need to worry about me, I said. I'd rather play with you, of course, but I'll deal, but I'll deal. We'll both deal. Um, I guess we don't have much choice in the matter, Olivia said. It's a long walk home. Uh, we ambled, we ambled in silence. The tension dissolved in the warm air. So, I said, Candace, I can't remember what she plays. Olivia snorted. She's one of those random violin players Shino warned us about. And don't think I can't tell you're changing the subject. If you're trying to make me not mad at Damien, it's not. It won't work. I smiled. You can't be mad at. Uh, you can't be mad to your heart's content. You can be mad to your heart's content. I I won't stop you. And you're with Gladeline. I bet you'll end up playing happy hippie music. So Olivia had noticed the Peace Love Music sticker too. Maybe, I said. Or maybe I'll introduce her to metal. Teach her to embrace her inner Madeline. Um, Maybe that was another reason wasn't feeling too bad about my band assignment. Sure, it was disappointing not to be with Olivia, and I was more scared of Donna than I cared to admit. But I was also excited to spend more time with Adeline. I did want to know what kind of music she liked. I wanted to know uh, how she knew about frogs and whether she was always vegetarian and why she came to camp in a taxi. I wanted to know how guitars could kill fascists. It seemed like playing in a band with her would be a good way to get answers. But telling Olivia this stuff wouldn't make her feel any better. Oh, Melly, she groaned. I know Damien's right, and we'll be together almost all the time. But being in different bands, it's like being on different teams. It's like being from different countries, different planets. Wow, I said. Maybe we should have signed up for drama camp instead. Pouting, Olivia shoved my shoulder. I stumbled off the path into a tree. I was fine, just a little dizzy. But Olivia ran to my side and put her arm around my shoulder. Oh oh my God, Melly, are you okay? Did you hurt something? Your ankle? I'm such an idiot. Here, lean on me. When you're not strong, I sang and did a little chorus girl kick. Um, I knew she would recognize the song. It was in Grandma Goodwin's collection of old 45s. And I went and on a visit last winter, Olivia and I had played it so many times. It was a miracle the needle didn't um, dig grooves clear through the vinyl. It was was also a miracle Grandma didn't go insane listening to us, but she didn't. She just smiled and said it was one of her favorites. Olivia said it was our song, the perfect song for best friends forever. Olivia let go. I tripled all let go, and I tripped all over again. You goof. Hi. I'm the single Canadian person ever to exist. We are reading, drumroll please. Um, she said, "You're not hurt." What? You're my best friend. You wouldn't help me carry on? I giggled. I can't believe you fool people into thinking you're a shrinking little violet. What can I say? I said, skipping ahead. You're the only one who knows the real me. The oldest campers had band practice first, giving us over an hour to kill. Shona advised us to visit the shower house. The little kids are at the beach and stuff with their units in the morning, so it's perfect time for us to get in there, she said. No line. I expected the shower to be like the ones at the Y, just a bunch of spoggets in a wide open tiled room. I hated showering in the Y. It didn't matter how many times my mother said, "We're all girls in here. There's nothing to be embarrassed about." She was probably trying to convince herself as much as me. She wouldn't even walk around the house without a robe to cover her pajamas. And that was with just dad and me. Emphasize on was. I turned uh it turned out the showers at Camp Rockaway were totally different. The best. Most important thing was they had individual stalls with curtains. The strangest, coolest thing was they had no ceilings. Everything was open air. If you looked up, there were the leaves on the trees and the blue sky beyond. Um, and the blue sky beyond. If it were raining, you'd get rained on, but that hardly mattered since you were getting wet. Because since getting wet was the whole point. In fact, I pulled the shower curtain. In fact, when I pulled the shower curtain, the spray felt like warm, gentle rain against my skin. I closed my eyes and breathed in deep. Rain on my shoulders and sunshine on my face. I imagined staying at camp forever, sneaking into practice cabins to sleep at night, stealing food from the lodge, showering under the sun. It didn't sound too bad. A sharp stinging jarred me. I slapped my leg, leaving a mutilated mosquito and a smear of blood for me to scrub off. At 10:30, we were back in the clearing with the practice cabins. Olivia had retrieved her base from her locker. I had my sticks. We both had water bottles filled to the brim so that and still icy from one of Camp Rockaway's woodland wells. Outside Gibraltar, Olivia said, "I regret to inform you that thanks to certain bearded camp director who shall not be named, I must leave you now. However, I'll be back to rescue you at 9:30 in 90 minutes. Hang in there, okay?" Somehow I think I'll survive, I said. Adeline was already outside Trolltunga waiting for the previous group to come out. She was wearing a Marquette Food Co-op t-shirt, uh, cut off quarter, uh, cut off quarterly corduroy pants, and uh, hemp sandals. Uh, Olivia said Olivia's happy hippie assignment was probably not far off the mark. Her face lit up when she saw me. "Millie! Yay! Bandmates!" I smiled back and it echoed, "Yay! Bandmates!" Uh, do you realize all of my summer uh do you realize in all of my summers at camp I've never been in a band with a girl drummer? Adeline said. "This is awesome. You're awesome." "Oh," I said, and I was pretty sure being a girl didn't affect my ability. And while female drummers were in the minority in the rock world, I hadn't chosen drums to make a political statement. I would have. I wondered what Shuna would say. She'd have the appropriate feminist response. Instead, I stuck to the obvious, the extremely obvious. You play acoustic? Yeah, I guess I'm kind of old school, Adeline said. Anyway, it does the job. Um, I didn't have a chance to ask what she meant because just then our remaining bandmates walked up. The first boy had a chalky complexion and spiky blonde hair. That wasn't much darker. He wore all black. The other boy had light brown skin and black hair flopping over his eyes, so I could barely see his face. He ro- he wore a shirt saying Wyoming Junior High. I smiled to think one of junior high serving. I smiled to think of one junior high serving the entire state of Wyoming unit. I realized Wyoming was probably the name of a town. Then I was really glad I hadn't said anything. Sometimes being shy plays. Hey Adeline, what's up? The blonde boy grunt, grunted. The black-haired boy at the ground, um, stared at the ground. This will not. This will go well. Not. The cabin door swung open. A bunch of high schoolers toppled out, and Donna gestured for us to come inside. Today, her inky hair was pulled into a high ponytail. Cho- Choppy strands escaping the elastic. She wore a t-shirt with a unicorn skeleton on it, off at the sleeves and waist. She also wore cargo pants cut off at the knees and scuffed combat boots. In other words, she was looking. Uh, she looked every inch a rock star. She must have thought I was such a poser. Now that I wasn't paralyzed with fear over my audition, I looked around the cabin. The floor was covered with rugs, the walls and ceilings lined with uh, rippled foam. Besides the drums, uh, beside the besides the drums, the room was equipped with a full-length keyboard, cables and amps, mics and music stands. A chalkboard hung on the wall across from the drums. A portable stereo sat on a shelf. Donna shut the door. Instantly the temperature seemed to rise 10 degrees. Without windows, Trolltunga was particularly a sauna. Have a seat, everyone, Donna said. This time I went straight for the stool behind the drums. Donna surveyed us. Uh, I can't read a lot. Donna surveyed us through half shut eyes. Her mouth was a straight line. All right, she said. Let's go introduce. Uh, let's get introduced. Name, instrument, and how long you've been playing. Let's start with our drummer. I itched under my bandmate's gaze. I said, Melly, drums, almost 3 years. Then came Adeline. Adeline, acoustic guitar, 5 years. The floppy-haired boy was next. He mumbled, David, bass, 2 years. Last came the blonde boy. I'm Caleb, he said. I've been playing since I was 6, and I'm here to play metal. Last year I got stuck in a band full of Radio Disney freaks and lost a piece of my soul that I'll never get back. Noted, Donna said coolly. This might be a good time to talk about expectations. I'm sure you have your own, uh, and we'll have plenty of opportunities to address those. But for now, let's talk about my expectations. Honestly, I don't care how long you've been playing. I don't care what kind of music you like. The moment you walk in that door each day, you're all on equal footing. Everyone fellow deserves their fellow musicians' respect. She held each of our gazes in turn until we nodded. Camp Rockaway was a whole session. Was a whole season devoted to teaching rookies their instruments. Um, since you're not one of them, I'm assuming you already know how to play. But if you ever get stuck, I can step in and help. Uh, More than anything, you are here to learn how to be a band. I am, I'm, I am the training wheels keeping you upright as you find your balance. The goal is that by the end of the camp, we can take those training wheels off, and you will ride on your own. Sound good? We all nodded. Let me hear you say it, Donna asked. Sounds good, Adeline said. The rest of us muttered in agreement. Okay, Donna said. Yesterday, your auditions had the opportunity to express your musical preferences. I've taken the liberty of choosing for uh for four songs, each with one of you in mind. We're going to tackle them over the next few days, one at a time. From that point on, if there's something else you want to play, it's up to you to let me know. She grabbed four folders from the floor and passed them out. I opened mine to find a Camp Rockaway pencil and a single chart with I knew you were trouble written at the top. Taylor Swift, Caleb said, horrified. This is the total opposite of my preference. Really? Donna said. I must have been thinking of someone else when I picked it. Caleb shot Adeline a dirty look. I wasn't sure how he d- decided it was her fault, but I felt relieved. I liked Taylor Swift. Her songs were so etchy uh, that whenever they came on the radio in the car or on the store, I couldn't help tapping along to the beat. Um, the only reason I'd never play her songs on drums was Olivia had deemed her music too poppy. I didn't want to get on Caleb's bad side. I didn't want to get any on anyone's bad side. Adeline smiled brightly. Looks like it's not your day, Caleb. Caleb's skin went from white to purple. Freaking chick music, he muttered. Donna, who'd been slouching against the chalkboard, was upright in a flash. Flash. Excuse me, she said. In this room, there's no chick music. There's no dude music or bro music. There's music, period. There are different musical genres. There are male and female musical artists, but music is music. Is that understood? Everyone nodded, even Caleb. Let me hear you say it. Music is music. Music is music, we repeated. Donna nodded. And now, ready or not, we're going to make some. Donna was one of the strictest teachers I'd ever had, and we hadn't even begun playing. How long? Okay. Thank you. 6. Practice was to put it nicely, rocky. Things started out okay. First, we'll just listen, Donna said. Don't worry about the lyrics or chords. Just soak up the music. Feel it in your body. If it helps, close your eyes. She pushed play on the stereo, and the short, bright opening chords of "I Knew You Were Trouble" burst from the speakers. The song was pretty straightforward, 4/4 time, medium tempo, basic chord progression, simple lyrics. It was guitar heavy too, which was probably good considering Caleb and Adeline were the most experienced players. Plus, I was sure everyone, including Caleb, even if he despised it, had heard it plenty of times before. I didn't know what other songs Donna had up her sleeve, but it made sense to start with this one. The only confusing thing was the lyrics. I'd never thought too hard about them, but now that I was staring at a chart, I couldn't help it. If you knew someone was trouble when you walked in, why would you want to get involved with them? Would Why would you doom yourself to misery and failure? Uh, Come to think of it, probably 95% of rock songs were about unhealthy relationships. Maybe it was simply reflecting reality. I mean, I never thought my parents' relationship was unhealthy, and now that they were splitting up, so what did I know? At the end, Donna said, "I'm going to play it again, and this time I want you to sing." Wait a minute, this wasn't part of the deal. I'd come to camp to play drums, not to show the world just how lacking I was in the vocal department. David must have felt the same way. He he looked up, his eyes wide and alarmed. Singing together's uh, one of the one of the surest ways uh, to not only learn a song, but also to stay in sync, Donna said. At least that's my opinion. And as the teacher, my opinion goes. I'm not a very good singer, I said in a low voice. David nodded vigorously. It's rock and roll, for crying out loud, Donna said. Taylor Swift's talent is mostly in her attitude, not her vocal cords. Anyway, it's just us here. Sing, she requested. She recued the music. We mostly ter- we were mostly terrible. Caleb's voice kept cracking. David barely mouthed the words. I sang only slightly louder because even though I knew the melody by heart, I kept missing notes. Only Adeline seemed comfortable. She sat at the edge of her chair, shoulders relaxed, head tipped back a little as if she were singing to the clouds and ceiling. Just happened to get in the way. Um, and the ceiling just happened to get in her way. Her voice wouldn't blow anyone away with its power. It was a little rough, a little sweet, but it was full of feeling. It was real. I was flooded with a mixture of admiration and envy. I hoped she'd rub off on the rest of us before the end of camp concert. The, the third time through, Donna finally let us play our instruments. Take it slow, she said, picking up her acoustic. Keep it simple as you can. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yada yada yada. Uh, oh, and don't forget to sing. You might not think you might think with Donna leading us, we'd be okay. Not great, not disastrous either. No, David and I couldn't get in sync. Every time I looked his way, he was doing his own thing. just a little bit off from me. I couldn't catch his eye because his hair was in the way, but it probably didn't matter because I don't think Caleb was even listening to us. He was what Miss Astondra called off to the races. Like faster meant better, but I had no room to talk. If I thought my audition was bad, this was 20 times worse. I was so nervous, I dropped a stick and forgot the singing. We only made it through the first verse before Donna stopped us. She exhaled, aiming a jet of air at her bangs, um, but they were plastered to her forehead. 5 minute break, she said, grabbing her water bottle and taking a swig. Hydrate, stretch, come back. Ready to try again. Heading outside with my own water bottle, I checked my watch. I couldn't believe practice was only half over. I felt worn, mentally and physically, like I'd just completed some horrible combination of oral report and cross country run. That's how I feel right now. Um, make that half complete. Uh, hang in. Hanging in, Adeline said. Yeah, I think I'll survive. Probably. It was funny, but the second Adeline started talking to me, I didn't feel so tired anymore. Is it always like this? Um, which part of it? Adeline said. Working so hard. Or worrying. We'll be stuck forever. Both, I said, and laughed because she read my mind. She grinned. It's always, uh, it's always work. Although, I will say, she lowered her voice, Donna's tougher than most of the teachers I've had. She shrugged. Starting out with a new group is always hard, though. We'll get better. I hope so, I said. Or I may never be able to find, to be, or I may never be able to show my face at Camp Rockaway again. Now that, now that would be a tragedy, Adeline said. Want to practice with me this afternoon? I figured I'd do that, for a while to then hanging I figured I'd do that for a while, then hang out at the lake. Oh, maybe, I said. I should probably ask Olivia first, though. She was bummed out about our band assignments. She, we can, we came here together, and it's kind of our a shock when Damien split us up. She could come too, Adeline said. It's cool to see what other bands are playing. That would be great. Hesitate. I hesitated. Olivia had been blowing off steam when she called Adeline a hippie. Still, she hadn't said it in a very nice way. I added, but I'll have to ask her. Adeline nodded. Sure, just let me know. I thought maybe the hardest part of our morning practice was over. Donna interrupted the song frequently to walk us through transitions, make us try a measure again when we fumbled it, um, and point out details from the recording that hadn't made it into our charts. But this time, but as time went on, Caleb's fingers got faster and sloppier. David seemed to shrink into himself, his bass mumbling as much as he did. Uh, it was all I could do to hold down the beat. At least Adeline kept her cool. Maybe it was because she'd come to Camp Rockaway before. Maybe it was because she was a Gadaline or whatever. Whatever. I'd take it. Breathe. Donna watch beeped At Donna's watch beeped at noon. We'd finally barely made it through the entire song. Not bad people, she said, but it sounded like she was saying it out of habit, not because she believed it. I want you to. Yawn break. Um, Out of habit, not because she believed it. I want you to run through it some more in your free time. I swallowed a groan. At this point, I never wanted to hear it, much less play it again. Donna counted, respect your bandmates by coming to practice prepared. Remember, we're all in this together. Caleb and Adeline stayed behind a minute. There were a couple things I want you. Caleb, Adeline, stay behind a minute. There are a couple things I want you to focus on as you work independently. David left ahead of me and quickly uh, looped towards the lodge for lunch. I'd only taken a few steps before Olivia pounced on me. So how'd it go? She asked. Well, I tried to figure out how to put the best spin on things. It was our first time playing together. That bad, huh? Let's just say there's plenty of room for improvement, I said. How about you? Olivia sighed. Considering you weren't there, I guess it was okay. Um, I asked Candace how long she'd been playing violin, and know what she said. Since she was 3. 3? Why isn't she interlock? Why isn't she at Interlochen or at some country band with Shuna, fiddling it, fiddling till the cows come home? And the drummer, Brett, he said, "Call me Brick." Um, how pretentious is that? Is it like he thinks he's already famous enough to have just it's like he thinks he's already famous enough to have just one name, like Flea or Moby or Madonna. Yes, uh, admitted, admittedly, he's shaped like a brick. Still, that there's no excuse. What about the last guy? I asked. Oh, Olivia said in a very different voice, quite quiet, careful. That's Noel. And she gazed at the treetops. He's really talented. He's really he's a really talented acoustic guitarist, and he's got a good voice. And she sighed, and he's got this dark brown hair kind of that kind of curls over his ears, and these melty brown eyes. Uh-huh. Plus, afterwards he said I was one of the best bass players he'd ever worked with. I wasn't too I wasn't too stupid to know where this was going. I'd have I'd had a crush on a boy named Arjet, a fellow percussionist for most of 7th grade. He was always making snarky comments ugh, about how music we were playing, it didn't matter how many times he called Suna, uh, John Phillips Nusa. I laughed. Sometimes he uh, jiggled his sticks. Since we were in the back row, we got away with a lot. And since we paid attention when it counted the most, Mr. Stoner would never shoot us a look if we got too boisterous. But that was as far as things went. We never hung out together outside of band, not even at lunch. We had other classes together, but if we weren't playing drums, we basically ignored each other. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like to kiss Arjet. If I'd had the chance and didn't completely chicken out, I'd probably done it. I liked him better than any other boy, but I wasn't about to break down the door separating me from the kids with boyfriends and girlfriends. Olivia, on the other hand, a total door breaker. She never had a she never had a boyfriend either, though she'd gotten her first kiss playing Truth or Dare at Stella's birthday party. But she didn't count. Uh, but she couldn't wait for it to happen. I'd lost track of how many notes she asked me to pass, asking so and so to ask so and so if uh, asking so and so to ask so and so liked her. How many times she texted me before school saying, "Help! What should I wear?" Because there was a chance she'd pass a boy she liked in the hallway. If I thought camp, if I'd thought Camp Rockaway would be any different, I'd just been proven wrong. There's one problem, Olivia said. I think Candace likes Noelle too. Suddenly, I smelled drama on the breeze. And that's our two chapters for today. Um, yeah, I will see you guys next time. If there's any new viewers watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. It helps me out a ton. It's free. All that jazz. I won't bore you with it. But yeah, see you guys next time. Bye bye.